listening to the Scoop Slam Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Scoop Slam Podcast. We were game time decision, but we are here back-to-back weeks. And this week we've got some Halloween Havoc to break down all the way from developmental and a little Raw and Dynamite to tie it all together. And this weekend we got Saturday night's main event, so we got predictions as well. And here to join me, the co-host, the co-pilot, whatever you want to call him. He's the historian of the Scoop Slam Podcast. It's Ryan.
Yo, Micah, happy Halloween, buddy. I know we're, 24 hours away, but it's always a special time of the year.
Yeah,
So,
we're a day early, $1 short.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, are you dressing up this year, Ryan?
I am. I'm going to be Luigi.
Hey, are you dead serious?
Yeah, I got my outfit right here on the bed. I done picked it out. What, you going to be Luigi too?
No, I'm going to be Toad. Me and Hannah are going to be Toads.
I got my daughter. She's Princess Peach. And I have another person, significant other, wearing a Mario costume.
Interesting. I just want everybody to know that was not planned. I did not know that, but dead serious. Like, my wife's been crocheting the big headpiece or whatever. I'll send you a picture of it later. It may make it out to the socials, so we'll see.
Okay. Luigi outfit's a little small, so I gotta do something. I gotta do maybe something on the fly or audible, maybe a green T-shirt. I don't know. I'll send you a pic too.
Yeah. You don't have any overalls on standby, Ryan?
No, not in my closet. Got a lot of colored shirts, hoodies.
Yeah. I'm not an overalls person myself. Now, as a child, I did like overalls, but now it just doesn't fit me.
You like wear overalls, really?
I did as a kid. I really did.
All right.
I had a lot of pockets. I could put all my stuff, all my toys,
Okay. All right. Kind of toys we carry?
Oh, well, action figures. I had a lot of hand-me-downs, so a lot of my stuff was like 90s toys for my brother. So like, we had Power Rangers and Transformers.
No wrestlers.
Well, I did have that, but they wouldn't fit in the pockets. I was really big into cars, too. Lightning McQueen's always over at my house.
I've never seen the second, nor do they have a third one?
They do have a third one. The second one sucks.
Oh,
horrible. But the third one was all right. But none of them topped the first one.
Is it your favorite Pixar movie?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Followed closely by Finding Nemo.
I'm a big Toy Story man myself, but yeah, I do love Finding Nemo.
See, I have seen like the first Toy Story, but I think that's just kind of like a generation, or I don't even really say generation because I think we're kind of in the same. But like, basically, if you were a little bit older than me, kind of like your class, I don't really know what you'd call it. No, they saw Toy Story, but I grew up with Nemo and Cars.
Yeah, I get you. Like, I've never seen Frozen either because, that was a little past my time, but I recognize it as a very popular Pixar.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. It got spammed when I was in late elementary school. Like, we're going on Christmas break. Here's Frozen. I've seen it way, way more than I ever wanted to. But speaking of things that we saw this week, we're going to run down to developmental, which was all the way out west in Arizona. Halloween Havoc, six match card. And if you're a longtime follower of the Scoop Slam podcast, you know that we don't typically go down and talk about NXT. But with the current state of things, I felt like I needed a refresher. I think you feel the same. And so, Ryan, were you excited for Halloween Havoc? I had a hard time finding what platform it was on.
I was a little confused as well. I didn't know where to go. I thought it maybe was on the ESPN app, but apparently it still is on the Cock. So the Cock's gonna be working double duty, and because we got Saturday night's main event coming up, that's gonna be on the cock, and yeah, we had Halloween Havoc on the cock as well. I'm saying cock a little too much, Mike. Stop me
Just
when
a
I am.
tad.
Okay, all right. Well, we found it. We found the cock.
A lot of pauses to start the show off, but we're gonna press play on Halloween Havoc.
Better not bleep me either. Don't bleep me.
No, I won't. I'll leave those in, pal. The
Okay.
cock is in. But regardless, the theming of the show and everything I thought was nice. I think that they do some things in NXT that I kind of wish that they would bring to the main roster, because a lot of times they actually have. It is still like big screen, as many LEDs you can get, but they do still have like some staging, and I at least appreciate that.
Yeah, they did. They did. They were a little minimalistic during the show. Did enjoy that. Also, like when it's like a big match, big title match, and they have the the walkout music, like the boom 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 boom. You know what I'm talking about?
I did
like
notice that. Yeah.
I actually do enjoy. I wish they would bring that to the roster. It helps for the big fight feel.
Yeah, I agree with that, because they love to do the backstage walkthroughs,
Yeah.
but they don't ever add the little music to tie the whole package together. But
It,
I don't know, maybe they'll do, like, is that something they've done in NXT for a while?
They did that in the '90s a lot, bro. I still the infamous Sean and Brett Montreal Screwjob, bro. That's the music they had before they came out, made their entrance music. That's why it stood out to me when I seen that on NXT. So I mean, they used to do that all the time in the '90s. Bring it back.
Well, maybe we see it this weekend at Saturday night's main event, which we'll talk about a little later. But to start us off, we had the TNA X Division champion Leon Slater and Javon Evans versus La Parka and Mr. Iguana, your favorite here on the show.
Well, not no more.
My first comment here is I feel like I'm still watching Wrestle Dream. It honestly felt like an AEW match, and I mean that in the derogatory way. Like, I hate to be like that, but it just felt like there was one team that was super talented and I wanted to see more of, and the other team was constantly behind. I didn't really care about either of them, and there was a lot of goofiness, and I just did not like that at all. That's just not the style of wrestling that I like. Now, typically, I'm not big on the flips either, but Javon and Leon, I do find myself liking. I think they kind of have a natural charisma that I find myself like going towards. But even then, like at some points, the ref was just standing there while they were doing their stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that I gripe about when AEW does it. So I got to hold them to the same standard here.
I really wanted to like this match, Micah, but it just felt like a clash of styles, man. A lot of guys just standing around waiting on the other guy to do something, and it just looked awkward. Javon and Leon had to kind of slow down at points to work with Iguana, which I was a big fan of Iguana. First time I seen him, but every other time I've seen him, I don't want to see him anymore.
Yeah, I don't think Javon and Leon do well with the comedy either. I don't need to see them doing that.
They seemed like they were having fun doing it. But it just looked goofy when they were standing around waiting on stuff, and I don't know, man. Selling to the stuffed iguana was cool the first time you seen it, but then when you see it 3 or 4 times and you got to sell a suicide dive from the iguana, that's come on now.
Yeah.
It felt AEW, like you said earlier.
Well, because I get like the Cobra and Mr. Sacco have been like a thing in WWE as long as we've been watching, but at least like the Cobra was, it's stupid. Don't get me wrong, but it is still like hurting the opponent. Like the handball, it was originally the finish. Then he just puts a sock on his hand. But this is like literally just being hit with a stuffed animal, and I just can't go for that. Now I don't like the Cobra either. Don't take that. Don't think that I mean that. But yeah, I wasn't a fan. However, I do think Leon will be scooped up into WWE as soon as that TNA contract is out, and I think him and Javon have they're destined for big things.
Javon is a given because he's already in the system. He's tall. He's got the frame that he could, fill out a little more. He could be a big deal. But Leon, I don't know. Because Javon can do everything Leon can do. Maybe I got to hear some of his promos. He's still young, so give him that. But he just doesn't, he ain't got the same height as Javon. So I feel like Javon will be a bigger deal than Leon 10 years from
now. No, I mean, I think I feel the same way, but I do think Leon will be a successful main roster addition.
I think he's younger than Javon. I think he's like a year younger. Yeah.
I know they were close in age because, funny enough, I saw a TikTok he posted about like what all he had done.
Yeah, it's TNA
in his career.
TNA's Prodigy and WWE's Prodigy teaming up.
Yeah. Well, he's actually Javon is like 6 months older.
Okay.
So do with that what you will. But we move on for the NXT North American Championship.
Boy, who won that? Who won that other match?
Oh, I always forget the winner. Leon and Javon won the last match. As they should.
Yeah, of course.
But for the NXT North American Championship, we've got the greatest North American champion in history, Ethan Page versus El Hijo Dr. Wagner Jr. And what exactly did they call this match? Was it a Day of the Dead match?
I think, yeah. He had Ethan Page looking like Darby Allin out there.
Yeah. I thought the theming of it was interesting. It kind of took me back to my childhood with the Sin Cara lights. That's immediately what I thought of. But as far as the match went, I think that there were a couple things I liked. I thought the Hurricane Rana onto like the top of the chair, that's a nasty spot. Which it's always weird when the guys like crush the chair. It's one thing to do it on the seat part, but on the full like top of the chair, that junk is I couldn't be doing that. But I honestly think, being a Cody disciple, Ethan Page channeled his best Cody, and they kind of had a solid 3-star plunder match. Like, I mean, it was nothing to blow you away, but it was enough to keep you entertained.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big Ethan Page fan too, so I enjoyed the match. It was there. It was basic plunder match, like you said. They used the kendo sticks, they used the trash can, maybe a chair. And, they went out there, did the thing. It didn't go on too long. I feel like AEW kind of wasted Ethan Page.
Oh, 100%.
He could have been a big star for them. They stuck him in that tag team with Scorpio Sky and gave him Dan Lambert. And it just never got out of mid-card. And when they stopped using Dan Lambert, that was it for Ethan Page.
Yeah, and I remember, you remember when MJF was champion and they had like a short little promo because they were in Canada on Collision, and Ethan Page went out there and cut a great promo, and then he lost MJF that night, and then that was like the last you ever saw of him.
He's still a great talker. Like, he's one of the few bright spots of that men's NXT's division.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the whole show kind of feels like hey, we're actually utilizing these guys. You know what I mean? Like Ricky is champ, Ethan Page is here. At one point, Javon had popped up in AEW.
We got Blake Monroe.
Yeah, which that one, like they at least did use her. I just think she wanted to go to WWE. But as far as everybody else on the show,
they could have used it better, bro. After that Tony Storm feud, she has kind of floundered as champ, and then they restarted the Tony Storm feud, and then she got more screen time. But in the middle, when she was by herself as the champ, they gave her no in-ring
Oh yeah.
promos or like any storylines you can get invested. I'll never forget that press scrum right after the pay-per-view where Mariah May was asking for questions and no reporter had any questions to ask her. You remember that?
Oh yeah, because she got tilted about it.
Yeah, like you have nothing to say to the women's champion. It's because what are you gonna ask her? There's
Yeah,
nothing
I
to be
mean,
excited about.
and remember, she didn't have like any pay-per-view matches. They would have like stupid backstage segments for her.
No, of course, it's still like that in the women's division. Unless you're Tony Storm or Mercedes Moné, you're not gonna
Yeah.
get screen time. You're not gonna get in-ring promos. Are you crazy?
Where's Britt Baker? Whatever
What
happened
happened?
to her?
What happened to the virtuoso?
Yeah,
What was it? Well,
I did like Deanna.
yeah. What she? Where's she been? She was the top woman in Impact like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some people, Tony, it feels like he just gets them so that no one else can use them. Kind of like in fantasy when you get
Oh
that
yeah.
guy off the waivers and it's he's going to be big. You don't even need him, but it's just so nobody else can have him.
Yeah. Me and Jameson Williams. Yeah.
Oh man. See, that's why I got Goddard. I don't even need Dallas Goddard, but he's there.
He's there.
uh
Just in case.
but as far as this match went, I did kind of like the finish, which Ethan was the winner. But they used the powder spot, which kind of rare to see nowadays. I don't think it gets used very often, which I like when you see something that you don't see very often. But I thought it was cool with the mask too, because you could see him like breathing out of the mask, and then the powder was puffing up. So I thought that added a lot to it.
Yeah. Innovative spot.
Yeah, but like I said, solid 3-star plunder match. Nothing crazy, but a good showing for Ethan Page. We'll see where it keeps going for him. Following that, we had the NXT North American Women's Championship. Blake Monroe, the aforementioned, versus Zarya with Sol Ruka in her corner. Obviously, we've seen Blake Monroe, Mariah May before, so I kind of knew what she brought to the table here. I had never seen Zarya. Have you seen any of her matches before now?
I think I seen her in a ladder match, like a 6-way ladder match of some sort. I've seen that, or maybe I don't know, some kind of multi-man match.
Yeah. Well, as far as this went, I thought it was a decent match again. Like that's the big takeaway from this show. I don't think anything really blew me out of the water, but I thought this was a solid like bell to bell in the ring contest. I did think that the spot where Soul like threw Zarya into the ring post to pop her shoulder back in, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was there. I don't see what the hate online for Blake Monroe. Like it seems a little overblown because she's only been there 4 months and she's already champion. But you get people online saying that she's boring now and she doesn't have good matches anymore. And I don't know.
What's
Maybe
changed?
well, I just think it's a bad faith argument when people say that.
No, I mean, I think that there's two things that can be true with Blake Monroe, Mariah May. She's not excellent in the ring, but she will give you a good there's not a lot that will be egregious with her. Like it works. But a lot of her selling point in both companies, and you can't lie to me and tell me that this isn't what AEW did because she would be in the backstage segments like we just mentioned. A lot of her selling point is just sex appeal, which, hey, it works for her. She's making money off of it. Good for her. But like, I've never been like, oh, she's a wonderful promo or oh, she's an excellent like 5-star wrestler. Like she's a good wrestler. She's a decent promo and she's pretty. That's enough. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not enough to a subsection of fans that dream of Mariah May returning one day to AEW, Micah. very disappointed in Blake Monroe.
Well, maybe on the next episode of NXT they'll simultaneously drag buckets out with glass in the bottom of them and simultaneously tape their fists and then go punch each other. That's not contrived.
I think I seen her in the bathtub in the latest NXT episode.
I wouldn't doubt it. That's I mean,
I'm not even trolling. That's what it was.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what I really don't understand what people expect. That's her character. Like, she relies on the sex appeal, and if you expect something different, I don't really know who you think she is.
Somebody photoshopped CM Punk in like a steel frame of the bathtub promo with Blake Monroe, and it just had a caption that was like, "Yes, Sean, I will take over NXT for you," and it had a little picture of CM Punk with the camera. You remember that promo
Oh
when
my
he took the
God.
camera for somebody?
I don't get that either. Punk's a creep. However, if he does get NXT, I will be tuning in.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
But Blake Monroe picked up the win. Solid match all around. I do think both these ladies will be stars, though. I do like what Zarya brings to the table because she's powerful.
Really?
She has a look. Yeah, I think she kind of has like a. Who can I relate her to? Maybe like a Beth
Luna
Phoenix.
Vachon?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Like, I don't think she's ever gonna. I could be wrong. I don't think she's gonna be like a Rhea Ripley, but she's gonna be a solid. Like, she could be in a world title match, and you wouldn't be like, huh?
Maybe I gotta see your promos, but
Well,
take your word.
Yeah. But then we move on to the NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane versus Tatum Paxley. I'm so interested to hear your thoughts on this match.
You're gonna keep on dreaming, pal. Because the match was on, but I was not in the room. So you got to walk me through it. I know it was a big deal for the NXT fans because they came unglued when Paxley won the match. But yeah.
Well, let me ask you then on the front of it. What about this match was not doing it for you in terms of like
I've seen Tatum Paxley. I've seen JC Jane. And to be fair, that was a couple years ago when NXT 2.0 just started. But yeah, I was not gonna be there for this match.
So, okay, I have never seen Tatum Paxley. This is the first match I've ever seen of hers. JC was on the Evolution show, and I saw her. I really think she is the current like Mandy Rose. I think that JC works for NXT.
She was in that group with Mandy Rose, Toxic Attraction. She was part of that group. Yeah,
that makes sense. I just think it's one of those like she works in a vacuum. I think that she works in NXT. I just don't know that I see it long term on the main roster.
Which one, JC Jane or Tatum?
JC Jane. I think Tatum Paxley could work on the main roster.
What stood out to you in this match with Tatum Paxley?
Well, let me run down the match real quick. I think that the culling as a whole is an odd group. The two guys look too similar.
Sean Spears and
who's
the other guy?
The other one, I couldn't tell you. I don't really see anything with them. I think Tatum could be a star. I think Izzy, I need to see more of her, but she has a look. She's tall.
What kind of name is that?
Izzy Dame? Yeah, I don't know. Izzy Dame? Is he not?
Is that past the name test for you?
Nah, we're gonna have to workshop that one. But hey, she's a future Steiner, pal. So
okay. Oh, is that Braun Breaker's girl?
It is.
Okay. I know he was. I know he fancied the other girl that they had there. The one
Cora
that got
Jade.
released. Yeah, Cora Jade.
Yeah. Nah, he's moved on. But there's a couple things in the match. There's a backslide into a pin and submission from JC that I thought was kind of cool. I'd never seen anything like that. She basically, once she did the backslide, she had her arms captured and her legs like stuck. So I don't think Tatum could really do anything to get out of it. Also, there was a spot where they had moved the ring apron up, and she did like a slingshot, and Tatum came up and hit like the bottom metal of the ring. I thought that was cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before, or if I have, it's been a long time. A couple other things at the end. There was some chaos, as you can imagine, between the two groups. Fallon Henley did this thing where she climbed up on the ring post and like used it to swing her legs around, and she kicked one of the dudes
Oh, the
in the
619.
face. Yeah, sort of. It was actually kind of cool though. Again, something I've never seen before. And the finish I thought was weird because Izzy gets the belt.
Yeah, I do remember this. Go ahead.
Well, she gets the belt and she looks like she's gonna hit Tatum, and Tatum ducks and she hits JC, and then Izzy looks like kind of like she doesn't know if she's happy with what just happened, and then Tatum sneaks in and gets the win. And yeah, I mean the people blew, but I just thought the finish was kind of odd.
I thought you were gonna talk about the 450 splash that JC Jane kicked out of. That's egregious, bro. You shouldn't be kicking out of a 450 splash.
Oh well, it happened on Dynamite too.
Well, okay, well, that's beside the point. Point is, if you hit that move, it should be a match ender.
Well, I agree if a guy like Shelton Benjamin hits it, but let's be real. Tatum Paxley is probably like 115 pounds.
Okay, well, I guess I
As far as Tatum goes, I don't know enough about her character or her storytelling. Like maybe you know more, but I think that in a few years, this kind of crazy girl gimmick that she runs with is gonna need filling because Alexa's probably not gonna be here forever, and AJ Lee is, I don't even know what she's up to at this point. But I mean, that's a gimmick that WWE has loved to have for the past few years. I definitely think that, like, when they tried to give it to Nikki Cross, I didn't really care for that. But I think Tatum has appeal.
Well, they've given that to Mickey James when she came in. Yeah, they had it with Victoria when she was there. Oh, too. Yeah, they've done it longer than the last couple of years. I say the last 20 years or so. So
Yeah.
it's just that was the last thing I remember seeing of her was she was that stalker creepy type thing around Lyra Valkyria when she was down there. So I don't know what she's been up to with the culling, but I think she has a uphill battle to get that type of gimmick over on the main roster because the last couple people to do that type of gimmick have, like a Nikki Cross, failed at doing that gimmick. So I don't know. We'll see. But did anything else stand out to you as far as Tatum goes in this match?
I mean, she's no Bianca or Rhea or anybody like that in there, but I didn't think she was bad in between the ropes. I'd put her on probably the same level as like Alexa Bliss or something.
It got a big pop when she won the match. So maybe we just had to see the story from the beginning to be invested in her gimmick character or whatever the heck she's doing.
I think that was part of it too. Like, and we'll kind of get to later with a women's match we're going to talk about, but like the crowd was into it, and that always helps. So
Yeah.
even though I wasn't there for the arc, that they were telling, I could still resonate with it. And I mean, there was people crying, wasn't there?
Okay.
I think there was a lady in the crowd that was crying. Don't quote
Was
me.
her mom? Was that her mom? Flew her aunt out there.
but I thought it was all right, and we'll see what they do with JC now.
Main roster.
I don't know, man.
They're due for a call up. NXT. Who do you think will be the next lady to get called up? You think it'd be a Lash Legend or JC Jane?
I don't know, because they got Lash going for the Evolve title. So,
but supposedly, if you follow, the Wrestling Observer, Lash Legend is rumored to be a part of the War Games women's match coming up. He also said Austin Theory was going to be part of the men's team, so I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm really trying to think like who
for the men's. I think it's a no-brainer. You get Ova and Trick up there as soon as you can.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing else for those guys to do in NXT, especially because Ricky Saints beat both of them clean.
I hope they keep Oba off TV until main roster debut. Like, don't even let him go back to NXT. Just let him go to the main roster. And if the pencil were in my hand, I'm having him beat Cody night one. but that probably wouldn't go over well with everyone else.
Is he a SmackDown guy to you, or is he more of a Raw guy?
I think he could work either.
I would love to see him on Raw.
I think there's more to work with on Raw, but I think that's probably why they'd send him to SmackDown.
I would have Trick go to SmackDown, and I would have Oba go to.
I wouldn't hate that, but I don't know. I need to see. To me, I think Oba is one of those guys that, like, you got to establish him night one. You got to put a belt on him night one.
He's a future main eventer, so he should be immediately feuding with at least upper mid card, the main eventers, like day one. You can't be feuding with Otis in the Alpha Academy.
No,
that can't happen. No. He's maybe a job match, but as far as like a main roster feud, that first main roster feud got to be an established guy, like a Randy, somebody to that effect.
Yeah, I think the best way you accomplish that is night one, he destroys them. 5 minutes, they don't have any like tape on him, or I mean, I know he's been in NXT, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But then the next time they run it back at a pay-per-view, and then it's closer, but still 12 minutes, maybe Oba's going over. Like, you got to protect him, and I think he has the ability to cut promos. He has everything. I really don't think there's anything else for him to gain in NXT.
No, him and Braun Breaker are your next breakout 10-year main event guys that you can build your future around.
But as far as the ladies, like maybe a Jordan Grace, she gets big pops at the Rumble and stuff, so I could maybe see her being next up.
Yeah, I could see it.
And I do think they might pull JC, but I just don't think you can like put a world title on JC right now. But we'll move on for the NXT World Tag Team Championship. We've got the Hardy Boys, the Broken Hardys versus Dark State.
I got up for this match, bro. I was excited to see this match, actually.
Well, I know you were a big fan of the match that they had with the Dudley Boys a couple weeks ago.
I was.
So I was kind of interested to see if they did anything different here, especially because I knew it was going to be broken rules. On the front of it, why would the Hardys agree to this? Handicap 4-on-2 for the tag titles.
Yeah, 2 50-year-olds facing off against 4 young guys in a no-holds-barred match. I know the Hardys shouldn't win, but I really wanted them to win.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of was a little egregious to me. Like, I get dumb babyface syndrome, but that's a little.
Did you think they were gonna get some? Did you think they were gonna get help? Because I thought somebody was gonna come and help.
Well, I did too. I thought honestly that like Leon and Javon would come out and help them, and then they cut to them after the match, and nobody. They were like, "Well, they said they didn't want help," and I was like, daggum, if your friend is at the gas station getting jumped, are you going to be like, well, he said he would handle it on his own? Have you ever seen Dark State before? Do you know anything about them, or was this your first encounter as well?
Have I ever seen Dark State before? I have caught promos. I've never seen them work. But I will say that I wanted to see what's the cat with is it Saquon Sugars? Is that his name?
Is he the one with the wave cap?
Yeah, the t-shirt halfway on. I wanted to
Yeah.
see more of him, and I didn't want to see the other guy, especially the white
So
dude.
there's two of them that are good, and it's him and the main dude that not the bigger one, but he's
The one with the
he's
weird
like,
trunks.
I don't remember what trunks he was wearing. I can't remember his name. Hold on, I'll have to look it up. I want to say, was it like something?
The one with the dreadlocks, or the one without dreadlocks?
No. He has the it's just like short, like a buzz, basically.
Yeah. I know that guy. Yeah, the
Dion
one with the
Lennox.
dreads. The one with the dreads. Look, his trunks are weird, though.
Yeah, so the two to me were Saquon and Dion. The white guy, he reminds me of those old guys in the 2000s that they would bring in to like work with Taker that were just like really uncoordinated, and it just doesn't work. And his only role in the group is to, say something sideways.
Say such things, yeah.
So I don't know about them, but I do see something with Saquon and Dion, because Dion has a look, and he was actually very athletic, and I thought he did well in the ring. Saquon, he's the promo guy. You can tell when they do the backstage VTRs. That's his role.
Yeah, and it's crazy they stick him in a group like that. I would highlight him by himself. Whenever he talks, it sounds natural. Like you actually believe what he's saying. And I don't know how he is in the ring. Isn't he the guy that came in with Javon? Are they from the same promotion?
Yeah, he was from DPW. He was Lucky Ali, and Javon was Jay Malachi.
Okay, well, those guys are really good. And I would highlight more because they're already highlighting Javon. But Saquon, man, get him out of this bootleg Shield retribution type gimmick. I'm not a fan of this. And I don't think the people that are buying tickets to the show are fans of it either. Because they got almost no reaction in this whole match. I mean, people love the Hardys, but bro, it was so quiet when Dark State won the match. Did you notice that?
And I thought maybe it was like a what's the word I'm looking for? And maybe the people were upset because the Hardys didn't win. But I don't know, man. It was a weird, like, the match was fine. It's just like you said, the group kinda stinks. There's two good guys and there's two guys, and I'm like, Like, I won't say Osiris Griffin stinks, because maybe he's just not in the right role. Like, he's big, he's got size. I don't know about his charisma.
Bland. He's bland.
Well, but you put him next to Dion, and I don't know. Dion jumps off the page. He don't really jump off the page.
Yeah.
But as far as the match goes, it's kind of crazy that the Hardys are still doing this, especially 2 weeks ago was the Bound for Glory show. And they kind of did the same thing. But it was it was the young guys working around the Hardys, plottingness, especially Matt, man. I don't know how.
Well, hold up now. Jeff is a crazy SOB, man. That ladder spot is insane.
Oh, yeah. Especially with no cushion. Just bounce right off the ground.
Yeah.
But, see, and that's I like Jeff. Jeff is still able to, somehow he is the most mobile one. But Jeff is still able to do things. Matt, God love him. It's just, it hurts me to watch him.
He's he's on his last legs.
And so, I hope that I hope that this run is fulfilling them because, in all honesty, I don't think we have that much longer with the Hardys. I think this is the best role for the Hardys too. Don't put too many like limitations on their matches and let them work with these young guys and get them over because it's going to mean more to the young guys than it'll mean to them. Now I say all that to say this: I don't know how much benefit Dark State's going to get from it because, like I said, half the group I don't think people really care about. But as far as the match, I thought that Lennox hit a beautiful spine buster, little Arn Anderson-esque. He got Matt up there, which again he was super impressive. And then the finish, I really liked the Doomsday Device from the ladder onto the table when he was out of the ring on the ladder. I thought that was really cool and an inventive finish for some guys that have done so many ladder matches. That's really hard to be inventive anymore.
Yeah, and Jeff climbing up a 20-foot ladder and doing the swanton down. Like Jeff, bro, you're gonna get that Legends contract. You don't have to go as hard. You don't have to dive off a ladder.
Do you think that we see the Hardys on the main roster at some point in time?
Well, Rumble's around the corner. I don't see why you can't. Hall of Fame induction. I can see that.
Yeah, because like realistically, when do you see the Hardys hanging up? Maybe 2027.
I think Matt needs to hang it up right now. But yeah, I guess maybe 2027, 2028.
So I do feel like they're due one final run. The problem with that is I feel like
How many old guys you gonna bring in? You got Jericho rumored. You're gonna bring back the Hardys. Your top stars, 42 years old. Like, where does it end?
Yeah, that's the problem I think right now is instead of like those guys either being forced to retire like a lot of the guys used to be, or they kind of got phased out and then just worked on the indies like a lot of the 80s stars. These guys managed to have big spots because wrestling has become so reliant on nostalgia that now that these guys are coming into their final few years, it's hard for WWE to be like, no, because they know they can make money with them.
Yeah, I'm about to say they can jack up ticket prices even more. You want to see the Hardys retirement tour? Only got to pay $400 for the ticket, pal.
$400 might be selling it short, actually.
$400 at the park.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I thought a good showing. It kept your attention. I'll just leave it there.
Probably my favorite match of the night.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy. I think that one actually, like, there was stuff going on. But that brings us to the main event for the NXT World. Is it just the NXT Championship?
You can put the world on it.
Okay. NXT World Championship. Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams. Now, let me ask you, how do you feel about the commentary?
With Booker, I thought Booker did okay. I mean, Trick is his guy, so I didn't have a problem with it.
I think Booker gets a little too...
but Trick is his guy. He got Trick over.
I mean, he is.
I think Trick school, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
So I mean, it's this guy.
I like Booker. I don't hate him as much as everybody online does. I just thought some parts of it he was kind of getting on my nerves. And I don't really know how to feel about the other guy either. Vic Joseph, is that his name?
He gets praise, and I don't see how, because he sounds like a Michael Cole clone.
He's just kind of odd, like goofy, maybe.
He is, but he had the same cadence as a Michael Cole, does he not?
No, he does. I mean, they all do now, sadly.
I don't like that. I don't think that should be the standard bearer as far as a play-by-play commentary. I don't think Michael Cole is the person you should be striving to be.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that my commentator of the year so far he's from
Wade Barrett.
WWE, but he's not a
Wade?
Cole clone.
Wade Barrett?
No, that's not it for me. I do like Wade though.
You got Corey Graves in there, or
No, not Corey.
you're a Joe Test guy?
I like Joe Test, man. He's a good play-by-play. Like, he doesn't sound like anybody else, and I think he does a good job.
I got a soft spot for him too because he commentates on a lot of the Alabama games.
Yeah, I think that also helps.
Yeah.
But as far as the match goes, I thought it was a good showing for both guys. Trick really impressed me because he had to lead here most of the time because it was a very like underdog babyface versus menacing heel, which it should have been because on the eye test, Trick is a lot bigger than Ricky. So that kind of impressed me because a lot of the times when you get guys like, I can't say so much the NXT guys, but a lot of the younger guys on like AEW, and then some of the like fresh NXT guys, you can tell they need somebody to lead. So I think Trick has learned well, and he's been there long enough that he was able to do that in this match. There was a moment where he hit the bookend into the table, into the trick shot, which that was a good kick out, good false finish. I even bid it a little bit. And, ultimately, I think Ricky's great. The people love him. They were happy to see him win. And I'm really happy to see him finally get his shot and a push like he deserved. Ultimately, he's kind of in Punk territory where I'm ready for him to be a heel because that's his best work. But nonetheless, like the people really, really like Ricky. So it was a good moment, and I'm glad that he's finally arrived.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think he's miscast in this role as a babyface that beats all these big heels. I don't think that's where he should. I don't think that's the position he should be in on this show, because he'd be a great, chicken S type heel. Like I just don't think he should be the Cody Rhodes of the division, if that makes any sense.
No, I agree, and I think when he goes to the main roster, he'll have to be a heel. Like, I just feel like that's the way that he's going to get over better is by showing that great promo ability on the main roster. Whereas in NXT, I think they had a need for an underdog babyface because Oba has been this dominant champion and Trick was basically 1B.
But see, Micah, I think they went wrong. I think Sean made the wrong decision. I think Javon Evans could have been that underdog babyface to beat Oba Femi. I don't think Ricky Saint should have been that guy. I love Ricky. We've met him. He's a great guy, nice guy. But I just don't think he should be he doesn't need to be the Cody Rhodes. He shouldn't be Oba Femi as a white meat babyface. Now, maybe if he was a sneaky heel and he'd be Oba Femi, that would work. But I just don't like it. I don't see him playing this role well. But hey, you know what? Shout out. This is a sidebar, but shout out the DDT. But the DDT ended 2 matches on the show. I don't know if you caught that, but the Blake Monroe match ended in a DDT, and Ricky Saint's here. He did that tornado DDT. So yeah, big winner of the night is a DDT.
Hey, the more things change, the more they stay the same. No, I get you, but do you think that it's time for Javon to be world champion? Like, you think that's too early for him, maybe?
I don't think so. I think NXT is supposed to be about it's supposed to be about the young guys. I mean, Ricky Saints, man, if we're being honest, he really shouldn't be there in NXT.
Yeah. I mean, he's what, 33?
Right, yeah, 30, 34, something like that. He has it. He has everything.
Yeah.
And he was on national television already. I don't think him nor Ethan Page needs to be in NXT. I think NXT should be about, the guys 25 and under. The guys like Oba Femi, the guys like Trick Williams, guy like Javon, Leon Slater. Though that's where NXT, that's when NXT shines, is when you got the young guys. You don't
Yeah.
with the
And
rose
I
tinted
think,
glasses. Everybody looks in the rose tinted glasses about the days of Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura. But in all honesty, what did that accomplish when you brought them up to the main roster? Guys that are 40 plus, 37, 38 plus, that, the bump card is filled up already. What can they give you on the main roster?
well, that's what I really, when we were watching this, I wanted to pose this question, and maybe we can come back to it in 2 years. But is it crazy to say that NXT 2.0 was better at building stars than NXT Black and Gold?
I've made the argument many times online, but I've gotten called Fed Shield, and I don't know about Real Graps. Black and Gold was so much better. Yeah, I mean, it was cool and all, but what did it accomplish as far as like main roster stars, other than the ladies? The ladies did produce, like Bianca, Rhea, those type of people. They came from Black and Gold. Yeah, they produced, but those people weren't stars outside of NXT. Like most of the men's roster in NXT were stars outside of WWE already, and they were already old and beat up.
Yeah, because I mean, when you look at, like, let's look at Raw's main event scene real quick. Punk, obviously no NXT. Seth, you can't really count him as Black and Gold. Jay, no. LA Knight,
No,
no. Yeah, but then you look at 2.0, you got Braun Breaker. Dom had a little stint in there. Bronson
Solo.
Reed a little bit. Or was Bronson Black and Gold?
He was towards the end of Black and Gold, but he was in 2.0 as well. Solo Sikoa.
Solo's there.
Yeah.
Then for the ladies, you've got Tiffany Stratton, a Jade Cargill. I'm sure there's some others I'm forgetting.
Yeah, almost all the women came from 2.0.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, and so then you look at SmackDown's main event scene right now. Cody, no NXT. Drew, some Black and Gold. He had technically already been established in WWE before that.
Yeah, you can't count him Black and Gold because he was part of the main roster in like 2008. He was OVW, if anything.
Yeah. Priest was somewhat Black and Gold, but I mean, is he
Towards the
really
end.
in the main event scene?
It was towards the end when they were transitioning.
Yeah. So I don't know. And then look at that crop of NXT Black and Gold main eventers. Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, lost in tag division. Finn's still there, middling. Samoa Joe's gone.
Shinsuke,
Adam Cole's gone.
Bobby Roode.
Shinsuke's, yeah.
All those guys.
So
The only
like
ones that I can really say were main event guys, or at least fringe main event guys: Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. That's it.
Yeah. So like you said, when 2 years from now, when we get Oba and Ricky and Trick and maybe Javon, and when they come up here, it's no question. It's no question what was the better developmental system.
Yeah.
But people don't want to hear that because they love their 5-star bangers. But that's not what it's for.
No.
So, anyways, Ricky picks up the win. He retains. One final thing, Ryan. Did this compel you to watch NXT this Tuesday?
I gotta be honest, Micah. I don't think it did. I'll catch the next pay-per-view they do on Peacock, but yeah, I don't. All the backstage segments with the bad acting, and I don't know. I don't know if I can sit through that.
I think I'm locked into it because it's something new.
Okay.
It's not great, but it's like there's also bad acting on AEW and Raw, and so like at some point I'm just kind of like, well, these new people I'm interested to see what they do. It's not like I know everybody and what they're doing.
I get you. You're gonna be the NXT analyst. Just keep me posted.
Okay, we'll have the weekly, and this is what's
NXT
happening in
check-in.
Orlando.
Okay. Can I be the Impact guy?
There we go. Okay.
All right.
I'm willing. Like at this point, I'm a little ready to branch out. There's just nothing right now that AEW or main roster WWE is really doing
Yeah, I mean,
for me.
bro, look, we basically cut SmackDown out of the rotation. I mean, we know what's happening on SmackDown, but we don't make it appointment television every week.
Yeah. So, but that brings us to Monday Night Raw, which we did have two things to talk about here. But to start us off, Ryan, we got the Jey Uso, CM Punk back and forth. This is going to be the main event this weekend and the Saturday night's main event.
Well, hold up now. Let me ask you something real quick, Mike. Do you think it's a IWC overreaction to the recent Jey Uso push? You think that's the hate is warranted about Jey Uso the last couple weeks? Because it's been overwhelming online.
I think that I'm not Jay's biggest fan. However, I do think he's telling probably the best story on Raw with Jay and Jimmy and Roman and that kind of thing. I know we've seen it for a while, but you can't lie to me and say that the bloodline stuff, like you can't lie and say that that stuff is not interesting, what they're doing right now. Because it's like, well, where are they going to go?
How crazy is it that now that Seth Rollins is hurt, the Vision story is no longer the focal point of Raw, and now it's just back to the bloodline?
Well, go figure. This is why Seth, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is why Seth has never been the guy. Every time you give Seth the ball, one of two things happens. People don't like it and people stop watching. Look at 2019. Or Seth gets hurt. And that sucks. That really sucks. But like, Heyman's promo had some truth to it when he said Seth couldn't shoulder the weight. He never can shoulder the weight. Now, again, like that really sucks to say out loud. That sounds like I'm being some type of way, but I'm really not trying to be. It's just the facts. Like it's the style that Seth wrestles, and that's why you can't expect to have this illustrious 25-year-long career wrestling that style. And then you wonder why guys like Roman, guys like Flair, they played it a little safe. That's okay because you can get over with your character. But
yeah,
was Seth getting over with his character, or did people just like going, whoa, whoa, whoa? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree. And when you get older, Micah, you'll see when you get in your 30s and your early 40s, your knees don't get healthier. And Seth, I mean, he had that catastrophic knee injury in his prime, in his 20s. And when you don't change up your style, I mean, it's just going to get worse throughout. He's changed up slightly, but it's just the damage is already done.
Yeah. So, back to Jay, though. I think that the real issue that everybody has with the Jay push is the fact that it's at the expense of two people. One being Braun Breaker, who is white hot right now, especially because he's the guy that turned on Seth, and he's the, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? The next perennial like star, and everybody can really tell. And it's coming at the expense of LA Knight, who it feels like is constantly overshadowed and mishandled by WWE.
He always loses.
Yeah. And he lost on Monday.
Of course. They put him in a match together.
Yeah, exactly. They put the two guys that everybody would rather see in the match together and then made the babyface in the instance lose.
Two guys that can't lose. They put in there. One had to lose.
it just really calls into question the booking more of WWE. But I think that's more of the issue with Jay. It's not who Jay is; it's just who Jay is against. And I hate to say it, but I love Punk. I just don't think him and Jay is going to work as a match.
In ring, I didn't think the promo worked either. I think Punk held back a lot. I think Punk
he has
cut.
to.
Well, okay, well, you got a point. But still, though, I just didn't think that the promo exchange was anything to write home about. But yeah, man, the people continue to make noise when Jey Uso comes out there, and Jey Uso continues to sell the most merchandise. So the IWC hate boner for Jey Uso, I don't think it means much. The tickets are still being sold, pal.
No, it definitely does not translate to the live audience. And I see it on TikTok. Like, it's really weird because TikTok has a very casual, like, viewer or base, I guess, for wrestling. But there's a lot of diehard Jey Uso fans on there, and that's okay. You know, if they like their guy, they like their guy. But you go to a place like Twitter and Reddit, you know, we were talking about it. It's definitely not the same.
No, it's definitely not inviting to be a Jey Uso fan when you go to those platforms.
No.
But if he continues to sell the merchandise, man, he's going to continue to be in the main event scene. I hate to tell people. I mean, that's just what wrestling is. And it works for him, so he's going to continue to do it. And they're telling a story here. And the story, hate it or love it, I personally enjoy it, and the people there buying tickets are enjoying it as well. So we're going to continue to get Jey Uso in these main events, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a state of things. When they don't have anybody else to rely on, they can always rely on the
Bloodline.
Samoans. But the main event was a tag team match for the women's tag team championship. We got Charlotte and Alexa versus Bailey and Lyra. And you told me to check this one out. I was kind of surprised because you're typically not big on Lyra. But I was very pleasantly surprised. The crowd was super into this from the jump.
Yeah.
And you know, it's always good to see my goat Charlotte in there.
Oh, yeah.
I always find it funny that, you know, Charlotte typically is a very when she's interested, it's great. Whenever it's just a regular TV match that really has no build, Charlotte will kind of phone it in sometimes. And a lot of people say that to Charlotte's detriment, right?
Sure.
We look
sure.
across the street, and Okada is the same way, except I don't think I've ever seen him really turn it on since he's got to AEW. But that's the greatest wrestler of all time, Ryan.
Well, you know, Charlotte was overpushed for a very long time, Micah. But I think any Charlotte hater, I just want them to watch this match. And if you say that Charlotte Flair is not the greatest of all time by just watching this match, then I don't know what to tell you. Because she was the MVP of that match, Micah. Like, whenever she got the hot tag, the crowd was going berserk.
Oh yeah. And I honestly think this is one of the best things that WWE has done all year. Because they found a way. Well, they found a way to make her babyface by pairing her with Alexa, because that's always been Charlotte's biggest downfall. She's never really been able to be a great babyface. And then you pair her with Alexa, like you said, which would have been a daggum dream team in 2018. It's worked, and they're over, and the fans were like just all over this match.
They're white hot, yeah.
I thought that they had a good false finish as well with the Sister Abigail DDT. The people went crazy for it. You know, they had the Fireflies out like from the beginning of the match. And the finish was good. I will always pop for the spot where the partner stops the other one from tapping out.
Yeah.
So I liked that. And then, yeah, I mean, They did the what's that move called? Natural selection.
Yeah, natural selection.
And yeah, 1, 2, 3. Charlotte and Alexa retain. And I thought Joe Tess was also excellent on the call. That's why I was watching this match. I was like, man, I think he's my front runner right now.
I thought they were going to do maybe a dirty finish here, maybe a DQ or a count out. So I was pleasantly surprised that Alexa and Charlotte actually got the win.
See, I don't know. I kind of expected it, I guess, because they are so over. I just don't know. I just didn't think that Bailey and Lyra would be a good move right now. But hey, then again, I have been very wrong this year with WWE's booking.
Is this the build up to the War Games match?
Well, I mean, are Lyra and Bailey really heels?
No, but after the match, the Kabuki
Oh,
Warriors and out there.
Yeah, I can see that.
They beat up everybody. So who is the War Games match? Do you think they put Charlotte and Alexa in there? And maybe Rhea and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors with Asuka. Dang, who else would you put on the heel side there?
Maybe
Kyrie, Asuka.
Maybe Becky.
Do you get somebody from SmackDown? You said Becky?
Yeah, I mean she's the top heel on Raw.
But what would her? She's not really feuding with anybody right now. Maybe Maxine Dupree. Do you put Maxine as the 5th member, and then you have Becky in there on the heel side?
I mean, you could just to fluff the
okay, but then who's the other 2?
What about Judgment Day? Who have they been feuding with?
Okay, yeah, you know what? Roxanne and Raquel. There you go.
Yeah,
that's your 5 on 5. I think it's a little forced though. I don't think you need a War Games match.
Oh no, I don't think they need it at all this year for anything.
They've advertised it, so you got to have at least one. I think they'll have
even
2.
Like the men's side, like who? Okay, you got Braun, Bronson, maybe Brock and Austin Theory, but that's really shoehorning people in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's WWE Universe booking right there. I don't think because what does Austin Theory have anything? He has nothing to do with any of this.
I mean, it's literally just he needs something to do. That'd basically be the only reason.
Or Brock. Why does Brock care?
Well, the only thing there is like the Heyman connection.
But still, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't think it's good booking. And even then, who do they face? You get Punk, Jay.
When we talk about Saturday night's main event, I'll give my fantasy.
We'll skim through Dynamite real quick and get to Saturday night's main event so we can get out of here in an orderly fashion for you and us. But as far as Dynamite went, they had the match, or they had the face-off with the Don Callis family, which I thought was surprisingly pretty good. It was over with the live audience. I think that they are telling a good story with Takeshita and Okada while managing to work around their lack of promo ability. So most of the time I'm down on the Don Callis family stuff, but I thought that this segment was pretty good, so I figured I'd give them some props for it. So after that, we had the 4-way for the number 1 contenders match for the AEW World Championship. Bobby Lashley versus Samoa Joe versus Hook versus Ricochet. One of these things is not like the other, ladies and gentlemen. To start us off, I thought that there was a pretty nasty power slam by Joe. It looked like Hook landed on his neck, or at least he got real close. It was a little dangerous, but I mean, I don't think Hook belonged in this match. I'm not saying it was his fault in this spot exactly, but I just think that Hook is not on the level of these guys. Ricochet is like pushing it because I'm not sure that I see him as a full main eventer, but I think this could have just been Bobby versus Samoa Joe, and I would have been happy. Which the crowd got up for that. They got up when Bobby and Joe faced off, and I think Lashley's amazing. Like people apparently were complaining about this online. I thought he was great in there. He never has a bad performance to me, and he needs to be in the main event scene at this point. You know, people talk about all the time. Oh, well, these guys do the flips, and look at Osprey, and he's so athletic, and da da da. And then the people do the same thing that they do for them for two big guys facing off. They weren't even doing anything, just their aura. So I don't know. That to me tells you all you need to know about Bobby and Joe and why they're over.
I think Hook took a little too long to tap out towards the end of that match. Trying to make Bobby look stupid.
Yeah, I didn't care for that. I don't know if that was well, I guess it would have to be his fault, unless maybe he couldn't see where Bobby was at or something. But yeah, it made Bobby have like no sense of urgency. I didn't like that.
Yeah, made him look stupid. Bro, I don't like that Joe is getting another opportunity. Because this is the problem with Hangman's run so far as world champion. None of his challengers seem to be a threat to him. Like, you don't... Samoa Joe's not beating Hangman Adam Page. So why are we even doing the match? I think if we would have had Bobby Lashley in that spot, then you could have had... Okay, then Hangman... He could lose to Bobby Lashley. Or if you had Okada. You know, we're not fans of Okada, but... Still, you could say, okay, maybe Okada can beat Hangman. See, the problem with AEW's main eventers, or whenever they have a world champion, a men's world champion at that, Michael, let's get that right. You just never feel like they're in jeopardy of losing their title.
Yeah, until it's like too obvious.
Yeah.
Like there's never... And that WWE kind of does the same thing because like Cody never has legit champion. It's like no company knows how to book babyface champions.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think we talked about it on the last show because they've shoehorned all of Hangman's opponents and it's hurt his reign, just like they're doing with Cody. So yeah, I mean, the problem is nobody wants to be hated. Everybody wants to be the cool heel. Everybody wants to be like Seth was. And that's all fine and dandy until you get against a white meat babyface like Hangman. And yeah, so far I don't think his reign has been excellent. And yeah, the aftermath, it was odd. I think they just could have sped it up. I didn't need to see the costumes and the guys beat up the guys in the costume. Like, I know it's the Halloween show, but do that kind of crap backstage, not with like your world champion contender match. I know it set up the thing with Hangman and Tony Schiavone, which that aspect of it I thought was cool. I didn't expect it, but I think they could have sped it up and made it a little better. Like there was a lot of downtime where it's like, okay, what's happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see where they go from here. I thought the whole episode wasn't bad. Just a few nitpick things. But yeah, we'll see where they go. What's the next one? Full Gear?
Yeah. No, is it World's End?
No, that's their
Oh, that's in
December pay-per-view.
Yeah. You're right. It's Full Gear. That's not too far from Survivor Series, I think.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Well, it'll watch. This is how it's gonna work out. I don't know any of the dates, but we're gonna get Saturday night's main event. Then we're gonna get like 1 week, and then it's gonna be Full Gear, Survivor Series, and then like the week after that, it's gonna be the Deadline show for NXT, which I'm kind of interested in because I think those matches are fresh. So yeah, I mean, we'll have to be the PLE only review show towards the end of the year, but we're also coming up on the Scoopies, so I'm very interested because I don't know who I'm going to pick for a lot of this.
Yeah,
if I'm being completely honest.
It's gonna be tough, but before we get there, we got to get to Saturday night's main event. Maybe we do a quick pick 'em real quick.
Yeah, let's go ahead and round it out with that. To start us off, we got 4 matches at the moment for the Intercontinental Championship Triple Threat.
Only 4, really?
Only 4, unless they add something on SmackDown.
What would they even add?
Oh, I have no idea. They had 5 at the last one, but one was
do-
no. They had 4 at the last one, so I think this is what they're
But-
going with.
No, but the last one they were on NBC. This one they're on the Cox, so they don't need the time constraints.
Hmm.
Maybe they add a Aleister Black versus Damian Priest rematch.
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But for this one, we got a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship: Dominic Mysterio versus Penta versus Rusev.
I'll go Dom. Dom has to win.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I just don't think there's enough build for him to lose the title.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship.
This, without a shadow of a doubt, has to be Jade. She just turned heel, which I don't know if you caught SmackDown, but she came back all black and she attacked Tiffany Stratton, had the new scar, looked like $1 million. So you have to justify this heel turn with a championship run because she already lost her last championship opportunity. So it has to be Jade here.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with you on this one because I thought that Jade should have beaten her before.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they love Tiffany Stratton. But it's time. She's had it over 300 days. She's not like she hasn't had a great run to me. A lot of times it's felt very shoehorned. It's time for something new, something fresh, and Jade is just that.
Yeah.
For the undisputed WWE Championship, Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre.
Well, I don't think Drew has to win this one too, because then there would be what 3 times he's lost against Cody for the World Championship. Is it 3 times?
I think
Will this
so.
be twice? Okay. Well, he has to win this.
Sorry, pal. I gotta go with the 3-star general.
Man.
I just don't think that they do it on Saturday night's main event. They've already got to get the title off Tiffany, and that's enough. That's enough.
That's enough. Can't do any
So
more title changes.
nope.
Only one.
And so that's all we're gonna get, and Cody's gonna hold it till WrestleMania. And you're gonna like it?
What if Randy inadvertently cost Cody the title?
I mean, I'd be fine with that. I'm ready to see a different champion, but I just don't think they're gonna do it.
I'm going with Drew. Maybe I'm just living in a fool's paradise, but I'm going Drew.
And finally, for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship, CM Punk versus Jey Uso.
I'm hoping we get a no contest here. But if I had to pick, I think it'd be Jey Uso.
Oh, come on.
I think it's going to be Jey, man. They're building a story here. And Punk can go off and have a feud with LA Knight. He can do that. He don't necessarily need to be the babyface champion at this point.
Well, I'm going with my man Phil Brooks. We're bringing that title back to Chicago, and Jay's going to be in the Bloodline Vortex where he belongs.
If I was fantasy booking this, Micah, I would get Braun Breaker to come out here and maybe wreak havoc. Just have the whole Vision come out there. Maybe Austin Theory. That's where he reappears, and we get the title continue to be vacant. And they put the title up in a tournament going into Survivor Series, and we don't even get a men's War Games match at this point. They just scrap that. Just have the ladies do their War Games, and then at Survivor Series we have the semifinals and finals, and we finally get to crown Braun Breaker as the world champion. I would do that, me personally, if I had the pen. But it's WWE, and we're gonna get Jey Uso.
And you're gonna like it, pal. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. Anyways, we're gonna yeet out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you check us out on the socials. We'll be back next week, Saturday night's main event review. Raw. Maybe we'll check into NXT and Impact and see what's happening all around the wrestling world. And we'll throw in a little Dynamite too. But as always, take care of yourself over the weekend. Enjoy some football. Alabama's got a bye week, so no blood pressure rise for me. And take care of yourself. Have a good one.